Hey, how's it going, boxing world? Chris Worsing back here with hands up, chin down. Um, I'm talking here today about Jake Paul, Woodley, Tyrone Woodley fight that's already signed and expected to happen. I want to start out by saying I don't like the fact that a fight like this is headlining and as popular as it is. However, we live in a world where the box office is what matters. It's the celebrity in the fighter. It's not really the ability in the fighter as much as it is the ability to sell, have your name out there, and bring attention, bring drama, as we've seen, which sells, and it's going to bring a lot of people to buy the pay-per-view. And I gotta say, even though I don't agree with the way that they're bringing up Jake Paul and the opportunities he's getting, I gotta say the kid is moving along pretty well. Like I said before, he's with a guy that I used to know. I actually spent time with his trainer, BJ Flores, in Vegas. He probably doesn't even remember me, but I got to talk to the guy, and he was a pro. I was getting ready for nationals as an amateur. BJ was actually #1 in the nation for a lot of years at the 201 division. Fought as a professional. He fought at cruiserweight as a professional, and he actually got a title shot. He's a remarkable fighter, and he knows the game. So I know BJ's brain, even though I may not know him very well personally. I know his brain, and he is the kind of guy that's not going to allow his fighter to be in an upside down situation, if that makes sense. So I know that the work they're doing is productive. I know that even though people don't like Jake Paul, and he is a novice, let's be very clear. This fight, Woodley and Paul, is a novice fight. It's two novices going at it now. Here's what can happen when novices fight. Now, Jake Paul probably being much more seasoned, because I know he's getting good sparring. I know that he's in the gym working at a level that most novices don't work. So he's probably more advanced than we realize. We wouldn't know it from his fights because he hasn't really gotten into a second or third round yet. He hasn't been tested to the degree that would show us his true character in the ring. So there's a lot of unknowns, of course, but what you do in training, it really does develop you and make you into who you are in a lot of ways. Now, you have to be tested in a fight, of course, which that time will come. I don't know if it's going to come in this fight. I don't know if it's going to come later. I don't even know if he wins this fight, to be honest with you, because I don't know a lot about Woodley either as a boxer. Now, Woodley, we got to understand, he's been at the top of the MMA game. He's been in the cage, as you will, but it's a fighting environment. He's been in big fights against the toughest guys in the world in that arena. This is a different arena, yes. But saying all that, he's been the distance. He's been in fights where he's won. He's been in fights where he's lost. He's been tested. He's overcome adversity. He's much more of a warrior at this point than Jake Paul could ever be. That's just a fact. Now, is Jake Paul's boxing ability going to overcome that? It might. I'm not going to say I'm picking Jake Paul, but I'm leaning Jake Paul. I mean, it's not a big lean. I'm not leaning that way in a big way, but I am leaning that way because I know the people in his camp. I know their ways. I know their characteristics, and I know what I realize their understanding of this game, and BJ's not going to put that kid in there to get him beat. I know that for a fact, and that's the only. And I've seen Jake. Jake is good. Jake has punching power. Jake has some ring awareness. Now, it hasn't been really tested because he hasn't been in there with somebody that's real good. and somebody that can offset his jab, somebody who can make him miss with the jab and then see what else he's got in the tank. What else do you have now that the jab doesn't work and you're not backing me up and you're not landing? Okay, now we have a different fight. See, that's the kind of thing that throws the wrench in the picture and changes the dynamics a little bit. Now, can Woodley do that? I don't know. There's just too many unknowns. But what generally happens when two novices, and like I said, they are both novices at this point, is your defensive skills are not that sharp. Regardless of what you do in the gym, you haven't been in the fight situation enough times to think in the moment. Okay, you're more just reacting and you're going. You have a strategy. Your strategy is usually it's attack. When you're that green. And so they're probably just going to come out and attack. And the first guy that gets caught with a good shot's probably going to get hurt, or, you know, or maybe they're both shy and come out and don't really want to engage. I mean, I don't know how the fight's going to go. I've seen a lot of novice fights. I've seen a lot of elite level fights and all in between. So there's no way to really call it, but generally what happens with novices is somebody gets caught with something that a more experienced fighter wouldn't get caught with, because the defensive skills aren't implemented and ingrained yet. You know what I mean? It's more offense, it's more at the novice level to go out there, get your punches off, and make sure you work more than your opponent. That's the mentality at that stage of the game. So we're probably going to see a lot of punches thrown. We're probably going to see a lot of aggression and somebody getting caught. And if I was a betting guy, which I'm not going to be on this night because I'll never bet on a novice fight, because there's just no way. I mean, whoever gets caught first is probably going to be especially if they can both punch, and both these guys can punch. I know Woodley has power. I don't know if he has. I don't know how good of a boxer he is. That power doesn't always translate into the boxing ring, for one, and MMA boxing doesn't always translate to boxing, and vice versa. Yes, boxing is effective in MMA, but that doesn't mean that you can. It's not a direct transition. Okay, either way. Okay, if you go from MMA to boxing, it's it is. There are similarities and there's advantages in having the experience, but it's not a direct transition. It's different. There are very many differences. Same way as going from boxing to MMA. Boxing's very effective in MMA, but you got to learn how to fight on the ground, and you have to learn to fight in so many different scenarios. It's different. They're different games. So, I mean, trying to say that one is going to take you there into another it's not true. It's not always true. It could be true, but so there's a lot of questions in this game. But if I was going to pick, I would probably say, because of Jake Paul's ability, I know the work that he's getting in the gym is good work. I mean, I would say he's probably got the advantage, but I'm not going to call a victory. I'm not going to do that because, again, these are two novices. Tune in if you want to. I'll probably watch it the next day or just hear what happens, because I don't personally want to put pay-per-view money out there for guys that really they can't compete at the top level right now, and they don't deserve to be on that stage, in my opinion, in the boxing world. MMA, that's something else, but in the boxing world, you're 0-0 or you're 3-0, you're not a headliner, man. And that's just the way I believe that. That's the way I feel about it. So I'm not going to spend my money. But for all you that will, good luck. Enjoy the show. It's good for boxing to get people talking about boxing, of course. So I'm in favor of certain aspects of it, but I still feel that a fight like this should be on an undercard to a bigger fight. But, it is what it is. That's my take. Tune in. I had to go ahead and do a quick video on this because it's making so many headlines and people's news and people's feeds and all that. So I thought I'd address it real quick. I may address it more as time goes on. I may not. I don't know. I'm not very interested in it, but it's, you know, it's fun to watch, I guess. So we'll see what happens. Again, this is Chris. Comment in the comment section. Please subscribe to me. I'm an honest guy. I'm telling you the truth from my perspective. I don't have any obligations, like I said before, to any promoters, managers, or fighters even. So I don't have to make people feel good. I can come out here and tell you what I really think. And there's a lot of people that can't. So that's what I'm going to stand on. God bless. Talk to you later. Thank you again.